Hello everyone, this is Group 7 members presenting on Renaissance Revolution. The group members are Asha Chamtai, Jocelyn Chepkirui, Caroline Nyaragi. I'm going to start on the introduction part. Renaissance Revolution. Renaissance Revolution was favored period of European culture, artists, political and economic rebirth following the Middle Ages, generally described as taking place from 14th century to 17th century. The Renaissance promoted the rediscovery of classic philosophy and literature and art. The Renaissance beginning from darkness to light. During the Middle Ages, a period that took place between the fall of ancient Rome in 476 AD and the beginning of 14th century, Europeans made few advances in science and arts. As known as the Dark Ages, the era is often branded as time of war, ignorance, famine, and pandemics such as Black Death. Reasons for Dark Ages were not so dark. The first one is humanism. In this humanism, in 14th century, a cultural movement called humanism began to gain momentum in Italy. Among its many principles, humanism promotes the idea that man was the center of his own universe, and people should embrace human achievement in education, classical arts, literature, and science. In 1450, the invention of Gutenberg's printing press allowed for improvement communication throughout Europe and idea of spread moved quickly. As a result of this advance in communication, little-known texts from early humanism authors such as Francisco, and which promoted renewal of traditional Greek, Roman culture and values, were printed and distributed to mass. The second one is Medic family. Renaissance started in Florence, Italy, a place with rich cultural history where wealthy citizens could afford to support budding artists. Members of powerful Medic family which ruled Florence for more than 60 years were famous backers of movement. Great Italians, writers, artists, politicians, and others declared that they were participating in intellectual and artist revolution that will be much different from what they experienced during the Dark Ages. The movement first expanded to other Italic cities such as Venice, Milan, Bologna, and Ferrara, and Rome. Then during 15th century, Renaissance ideas spread from Italy to France, and then throughout Western and North Europe. Renaissance geniuses. Some of the most famous and groundbreaking Renaissance intellectuals, artists, scientists, and writers include the likes of Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519, Italian painter, architect, inventor, and Renaissance man, possible for painting the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Desiderius, scholar from Holland, who defined the humanist movement in North Europe, translator of the New Testament into Greek. Rene Descartes, 1596 to 1650, French philosopher and mathematician regarded as the father of modern philosophy, famous for stating, "I think, therefore I am." Galileo, Italian astronomer, physicist, and engineer whose pioneering work with telescopes enabled him to describe the moons of Jupiter and rings of Saturn, placed under house arrest for his views of heliocentric universe. Nicholas, mathematician and astronomer, who made first modern scientific argument for the concept of heliocentricity. Thomas Hobbes, English philosopher and author of Leviathan. Geoffrey, English poet and author of the Canterbury Tales. Giotto, Italian painter and architect whose more realistic depiction of human emotion influenced generation of artists, best known for his frescoes and Sovereign Chapel in Padua. Dante, Italian philosopher, poet, writer, and political thinker who authored the Divine Comedy.
Hello. Hello. I'm going to take you through Renaissance exploration. While many artists and thinkers used their talent to explain new ideas, some Europeans took theirs to the seas to learn more about the world around them. In this period known as the Age of Discovery, several explorations were made. Voyagers launched an expedition to travel to the entire global. They discovered new shipping routes to America, India, and the Far East, and explorers trekked across the areas that were fully mapped. Famous journeys were taken by Ferdinand Magellan, Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, after whom America is named, Marco Polo, Ponce de Leon, Vasco de Palabao, and Hernando de Soto and other explorers. Let's go to the age of exploration. The number one is Renaissance religion, whereby humans were encouraged by the Europeans to question the role of the Roman Catholic Church during the Renaissance period. As more people learned to read, write, and interpret ideas, they began to closely examine and critique religion as they knew it. Also, the printing press allowed for texts, including the Bible, to be easily reproduced and widely read by the people themselves for the first time. In the 16th century, Martin Luther, a German monarch, led the Protestant Reformation, where a voluntary movement that caused a split of the Catholic Church. He questioned many of the practices of the Church and whether they were aligned in the teachings of the Bible. As a result, a new form of Christianity known as the Protestant was created. The end of the Renaissance. Furthermore, in 1945, the Council of the Terence established the Loman Equation, which made humans and any views that challenged the Catholic Church an act of heresy punishable by death. By the early of the 7th century, the Renaissance movement had died out, giving way to the Age of Enlightenment. The debate over the Renaissance. While many scholars view the Renaissance as a unique and exciting time in European history, others argue that the period wasn't much different from the Middle Ages, that both eras overlapped more than traditional accounts suggest. Also, some modern historians believe that the Middle Age had a cultural identity. This been downplayed throughout the history and overshadowed by the Renaissance era. While the exciting timing and overt impacts of the Renaissance is sometimes debated, there is a little dispute that the events of the period ultimately led to advances that changed the way of people understanding and their interpretation to the world around them. Thank you for watching.